pressing to me like an athlete. She chill with the G's. They seen the way. Yeah. It's eyes on the prize. I can't live life in disguise. Cause real recognize I ain't gotta compromise. I keep it concise. The gang tied up. Ties on the industry advice. I'm outside with some good fellas.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Ravens and the Broncos under the lights on Monday night.
Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll go play action with Nix. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
What a start here to the ball game. You get the good kick return, followed by a quick first down through the air. If this defense isn't careful, they might be looking at a deficit before they know what hit them.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
You look at this Baltimore defense.
We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The Broncos send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. A number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
They'll keep it on the ground. Holt. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, it's Holt, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
The Ravens at 7-1 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Jackson now. Short pass caught by Henry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Holt. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Now Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And Jackson throwing once more. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
This quick pass complete to Sutton.
Down the sideline he goes. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35.
A huge play there on the screen pass. 43 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
The tight end, Henry, here in motion.
Hey, report.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 50 yards.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. You look at this Baltimore defense.
Now, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Off the play fake. Here's Nix.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. 59 yards.
And the Broncos have got it back to within a score.
They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 38-yard line.
13. Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Yo. No, we changed it.
Here's Jackson to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Holt.
And he will have a Ravens 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Play action. Now Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 57 yards. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. You could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Oh, and I think the ball's out. And it looks like the defense has got it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up. And now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Sit on! You change it. You at X.
Throwing is Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So often we talk about winning on third down. Well, winning on first down is important as well to put teams in adverse situations. Nice start there for the defense to begin this drive.
Hey, middle.
Jackson. Walker with a grab, left side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Now here's a throw out wide. Oh, this might be a double pass. His throw, a good one, and it's caught. And this works to perfection. The double pass leads to a touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Next to score, Ravens 28, Broncos 7. Cam Little to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now it's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw, here's Nix. He's got it to Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Tackled back at the 46-yard line.
Come on, set. Hey, reload.
Nix to the air. Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The Ravens offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
Quick.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Hey! Let's go! Get hot! Hey! 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 13.
Now it's Jackson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Report! Middle. Report.
They'll drop to throw.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ballgame as it's intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch.
He has really thrown the ball well here in this first half. You see the numbers, up over 200 passing yards already.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Yeah.
Here's Jackson. He's going to let it go again. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. That one good for 37 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He finds his man, complete. That's Hayes. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Here we go, set. Go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Off the play fake, Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And taken right on the 30. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll have time for one play. Just 2 seconds on the clock. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's on his way. And this works to perfection. The double pass leads to a touchdown. Now the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Hyatt, a touchdown catch in the victory. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Rashee Rice over 100 yards receiving, and a touchdown catch as well. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Now 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he will have a Ravens first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
We changed it. Right shot. Right shot. Shut up.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Ravens have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Throwing Nix. He finds his man, complete. That's Hayes. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's go. At the 40-yard line.
Go.
They'll go play action with Nix. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Return. Shut up.
To throw is Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, his second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. So the Broncos coming out now.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
This one swung out to Williams. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. Taken in at the 22. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Holt. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball.
Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Cam Little to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. On first down, it's Holt, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Hey, middle.
Jackson from the shotgun.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Justin Reed.
And the Broncos are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Working out of the gun is Nix. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. This 2nd and 4.
Hey, report. Hey,
Jackson now. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And now here is another interception. And the Ravens are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of... And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And some space here. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Here's Nix. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Ravens offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Flushed out right. Finding Walker complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Go ahead. 13.
Jackson. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Hey, Ozzy, shut up. Yo. What that is? What that shot? No, we changed it.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. On play action, here's Nix. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. Nix from the shotgun. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. That's pulled in at the 32.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Ravens, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Denver, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles